and it is a hybrid championship tournament match.
That reaction from Vance Jackson, I thought they finally realized you were here, Doc.
Oh, really? How rude. But that's here nor there, as we have a Marauder coming into the Hybrid Experience Arena,
That's
accompanied
right.
by J-Wave.
We're not talking about the man leading the wave, J-Wave himself. We're talking about the Marauder, Diego Renay.
And they have their sights set on the same thing. They want that championship around their waist. Diego Renay already addressing the crowd. I'm not sure how to gauge the reaction of the crowd because there's some claps, some yays, and just some negative reaction.
I can explain that for you, Doc. I can explain that very easily. What it is a select few in this crowd have good taste and recognize that Diego Renay is a top caliber athlete, an incredible performer, and frankly, is a favorite, in my humble opinion, to win the Hybrid Championship. Now, as far as why everybody else was giving him that reaction, well, I have to be nice. We've called that, intellectual deficiencies around here.
Intellectual deficiency, you mean on your part? Because Diego Renay has been known to be a little shady here and there.
What are you trying to say about Diego Renay? Are you a little deficient here tonight, Doc?
Oh. Well, you're about to find out as the red carpet has been rolled out for our next challenger. The challenger being the Pure Fantasy Zakai Living.
And no Zakai Living has his sights set on that Hybrid Sage having a little bit too much fun with that introduction. You calm down, sir. Zakai Living, though, I understand. He has that effect on everybody. The Pure Fantasy can't just turn it off. Felicia Extreme there to ruin a good time. No, I respect that.
But you got to give it to Zakai. Their energy is infectious. They came out bubbly, jumping up and down, excited. Everybody's feeling the same thing. You're just the only one that doesn't understand that part.
I don't, trust me. Plenty of people understand that. I think you might be in the minority there, Doc. But let's not take anything away from Zakai Living's actual athletic prowess and their ability in that ring. I mean, this is another competitor who has, rightfully so, freely admitting, has his fair share of props and accolades from people within the wrestling business, the wrestling industry. It was picked as the #2 talent in the country by former WWE producer,
Exactly. Yes, and then give them their props. They deserve to be here just as much as the Marauder does, Diego Renay.
I'm not taking anything away from Zakai as far as his ability in that ring. Not at all. I mean, you just heard me rattle off everything they're saying. It's okay, Doc. It's all right. I know you're a little hard of hearing sometimes.
Well.
But again, Zakai Living has a very real shot at becoming the Hybrid Championship, or excuse me, the Hybrid Champion, picking up the Hybrid Championship. The problem is, look at the caliber of athlete he's going up against. Here tonight, one, I'm not convinced at all that Diego Renay is not going to emerge the victor here tonight. I'm not counting the Marauder out 100%. Frankly, I think you're foolish if you do.
Right, okay.
But let's not forget that even giving Zakai's best case scenario, who is he facing in that final matchup? Granted, we know a broken down David Kidd is going to be there.
Yes.
But he is also going to be in there against the babyface backbreaker Casey Blackrose, who we know is going to be ready to go. But even then, if you're Zakai Living, you can't focus on that because, again, you're in there with an absolute animal. The Marauder, Diego Renay, and these fans here know all about that.
But we got to go back to what you just said. They can't focus on all that extra stuff. Right now, they have to focus on what is directly in front of them. It is a person that is opposite of them who is also high caliber, who also wants this championship around their waist, and will also work just as hard, if not more. Zakai is going to do that, meet them, and go above and beyond.
Are they really? Because they look like they're more focused about having a good time, swiveling their hips, than maintaining that wrist lock on Diego, who bursts into his own and takes Zakai living down.
Zakai is known for being very agile in the ring. It's just a matter of time before it comes out. Again, at the beginning of matches like this, especially one with such high stakes, you have to study your opponent. Like right there, Zakai was able to get over on Diego by flipping him over down to the ring and to the other side of the ring.
That's a very good point. Zakai, again, very skilled in the ring, but Diego, you saw him right there, ready for Zakai. He's coming in the corner, up and over, didn't really save him from the forearm. Zakai living, rebounding off the ropes. Eckhert Rd takeover sends the Marauder to the opposite end of the ring. Trying to shake off the effects there. Zakai living, capitalizing with that stomp.
And Zakai's known for being very creative in the way they get in and out of things that might put them in precarious situations. In this case, right now, the precarious situation being opposite Diego Renay, but they just have to work hard. They're going to do that. Diego Renay coming in for a shot, and Zakai coming in with one of their own, chopping Diego down and sending him to the corner. Hurt.
But Diego, to his credit, weathering this offense, reverses the Irish whip, sends Zakai to the corner, makes him eat the knee. The Marauder has him hooked. Zakai living up and down into that front suplex, just dropping him face first. Diego with the pin.
Not quite, though. Zakai's there. They're ready to go. They still have the power left in them. They just have to keep pushing through, which they're going to do. Zakai on the ground. Diego throwing those big shots into the back of Zakai, just trying to break their back essentially without doing too many things that will require a lot of effort, because we know that the Marauder is all about showing everybody their power, their ability. But Zakai comes from anywhere.
Zakai comes from nowhere, and Diego Renay has his way. That's exactly where Zakai is going back to. Absolutely nowhere, and nowhere near that hybrid championship. Zakai living, though, fighting him off, at least for the moment. But the Marauder hits him with the backstabber. Diego Renay showing exactly why they're in the hunt for the hybrid title.
And they're going for that cover, but Zakai was able to get back up again, get that shoulder, but that's the key, is just to keep getting back up. How hard can you get hit and still come back for more?
I don't know how hard you can get hit. I don't know, me personally, I wouldn't want to find out how hard of a hit I can take, but that's just me. Diego Renay, just going right back to work, hitting the big splash. Still just a near fall, I will say, Doc. But Zakai's tenacity here, their willingness to stay in the fight. I mean, I wouldn't blame Zakai at all if he just gave up right now.
Zakai's not going to give up right now. I'll give you this. Diego Renay is trying really hard to end this quickly because they know, they fear what's going to happen when Zakai comes out on top, when they are able to push through the pain right now. Zakai throwing those elbows after having their lungs squeeze all the air out of their lungs and jumping right back on top of Diego, who's just going in for that big bear hug.
That's right, Zakai living, trying to fight out of it, but you see the power of the Marauder on display, just holding on to that bear hug. Squishing the spine and the kidneys, but Zakai living floats over into the pin. No, not enough. Oh, and just a hard kick to the jaw from the Marauder. Diego Renay with the pin. 1, 2. No.
No, not quite. Zakai still finding the wherewithal to get right back up. This is a dangerous game you're playing. You've got to keep your attention on your opponent. Diego had a little bit of words with the referee, but then back onto Zakai, who's covering their face, making sure they don't take all those shots to the head.
Valid points all the way around. 1, yes, absolutely arguing with the referee, not the way Diego needs to go. 2, if Zakai was a little smarter, he'd be covering up a little bit more than that. The Marauders straight up on the attack, sending the pure fantasy back down.
And Zakai on the ground, just waiting. They're just laying in wait right now. You have to have more faith in Zakai. Diego Renay is going for broke, basically trying to break pieces off of Zakai. In this case, holding Zakai firmly in their arms right there, the chin lock there. But Zakai, you just give them more faith in that. They will come through.
And if you notice, Doc, you'll see as Diego Renay holds this rear chin lock, just wrenching it on Zakai Living every time he throws the pure fantasy over. That gaze drifts to that hybrid championship. He knows what the prize is, and his eyes are always on it as the Marauders. He's got Zakai Living hooked one more time.
But Zakai comes back down to their feet. Sends Diego down. He's looking up at the ceiling. Zakai, he's going to have to recover quickly before Diego gets back up. The count already started.
See J-Wave there in the corner.
And Zakai using the corner, trying to get back up. I'm keeping an eye on J-Wave there, who has his hands up, making sure everybody knows they're not getting involved. Diego on the opposite side of Zakai, already on their feet. Zakai needs to push through and get back up.
Looks like Felicia Extreme may be trying to run interference for J-Wave, but Diego has Zakai up. No, Zakai swinging with the momentum. The Marauder eats both feet.
And that's what happens when you go back to the well too many times. Zakai back on top, taking control. Sending those big, long legs into the head of Diego Renay.
And Zakai Living getting his first bit of offense here in the match. Really got this opening, but can he capitalize on it? Diego Renay is down, but Zakai Living cannot let this opportunity pass him by. While he's got the Marauder rocked, can Zakai capitalize? Hits him with the molly go round, then right into the pin.
Ooh!
No!
Only two. And yes, again, from the beginning, this speaks to the tenacity of both competitors. But again, they both wanted Zakai wanting it more. Diego between Zakai's legs, picking him up.
Diego Renay with the electric chair drop. Zakai Living dropped all the way down. I mean, he was so high up, that's a little bit above where the top turnbuckle is. Diego Renay right back on the attack, and he sends the pure fantasy down. We see this. Diego Renay might be going for that front
This is
splash.
bad news. But Zakai rolls away just in the nick of time. But they're going to have to capitalize, get that cover. Zakai needs to work quickly, jump right on top. Can they get Zakai? Can Zakai get it? Can Diego? Will Diego stay down?
You see Zakai trying to get there, but unable to close the distance. The punishment just a little too much. Worn down just a little too hard. Zakai Living trying to fire with these chops. You see Diego. Hold on, he's got him
Wait a
hooked.
minute. Oh,
The
Diego
Marauder reverses.
sends Zakai back into the turnbuckle and continues to use his shoulder to shove his spine right back into the corner. Oh, but he comes right back in there, sends Zakai to the center of the ring, preparing him for something special or something dirty. I'm not sure, but Zakai, big boot to the gut of Diego Renay, but Zakai was able to capitalize. This is probably what they were leaning towards before, but Diego was able to cover. Wait a minute.
Hold on.
Something happened.
J-Wave slid in the cane. Felicia Extreme arguing with J-Wave on the outside. The referee, Vance Jackson, trying to maintain control.
Oh, that was dirty, dirty, dirty.
Diego Renay.
No,
Diego Renay wins.
no.
Incredible performance. Well fought by the Marauder, Diego Renay. An incredibly fair and impartial match. Incredible showing by both of these competitors with absolutely no outside interference at all. Diego Renay proving without a shadow of a doubt that he is the better man here tonight and has a real chance at winning the Hybrid Championship. And congratulations to Vance Jackson for a job well done. I know maintaining order in that match was having both of his hands full. Thankfully, when you have something like this match, something this big, you can only trust the sheriff. Good job to him and everyone else involved. Incredible showing all the way around.
Sir, I am passing these to you because apparently you can't see. That's not a fair and impartial match. That was a match full of interference from their manager, Felicia, coming in to make sure they stay out of it, and Diego coming in and just taking a low blow to Zakai living.
No way! Felicia Extreme should be the one that should be admonished and barred from ringside in the future after she was trying to get involved in that match. I will leave that to Hybrid Management. We'll see if we can get a follow-up there. But fans, Diego Renay advances to the final for Dr. White. I'm Mike Wilkes. Don't go anywhere.